This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT in the D Show.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's Groundhog Day!
I dig you IT geeks. This is Dre DeMatteo from Sons of Anarchy. You are listening to IT in the D.
What happens when you tap the angry beaver in the bunghole?
Exactly. Come on. Someone tries. To hell with this. I'm calling a break. We'll come back to the show.
Just where do you guys think you are?
The Library of Congress? Detroit?
Beyond the sun?
Any of those right?
Hi, I'm Ernie Hudson, and you're listening to IT in the D. All you nerds out there.
Nerds.
Nerds!
What is a nerd?
So you have no boots.
No.
You have no gloves.
No.
You have no hat.
No.
You have no scarf.
No.
You have no scraper.
No.
How long have you lived in Michigan?
All my life.
You, sir, are an idiot.
I don't care.
What's up, everybody? This is Billy Zapka. Sweep the leg. Listening to IT in the D Show. No mercy.
You're in your underwear. I'm in my underwear. Here, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey, I have a headache.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact. How much scotch did you drink that night, by the way?
Half a bottle.
Okay, then shut the hell up.
Hi, this is Martin Cove, John Kreese from the Karate Kid movie, and you're listening to IT in the D.
This is a bad idea.
Hey guys, this is Time Hawk, Bruce Leroy from The Last Dragon. You're listening to the IT&D Show.
I may have to wipe the geek off.
Hell yeah.
Hi, I'm Brittany Daniel from The Game, and you're listening to IT in the D Show.
I have been stabbed, shot, poisoned, frozen, hung, electrocuted, and burned. I am an immortal.
Take him to Detroit.
No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
I used to hang out at the Magumbo Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come. Shut up.
This is Robert Hayes, Ted Stryker to my mother. When I'm not hanging out at the Magumbo Bar, I'm listening to the IT and the D Show. It's worse than Detroit.
Guess Captain Soundboard doesn't know how to run the soundboard.
Shut up. Stop talking.
Hey, go on the PBR.
I don't know who brought that bell in, but Bob's got a new toy.
Is there such thing as a meat hangover?
I love my Monday meat stick.
Turn your microphone off. Just get out.
Hey, folks, this is WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're listening to the IT and the D Show. Tough guy. Ho!
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed. Go!
It is Groundhog's Day. I'm up to my eyeballs in Super Bowl and weather memes that can only mean one thing. This is the first week in February edition of the IT in the D Show. We are sitting here in the Raw Radio X studios in the Russell Industrial Center. Beautiful. Midtown Detroit, Michigan. As always, the show is hosted by Bob the Sales Guy, here with Dave the Geek, Jeff the Voice of Reason. We got a full studio tonight of great guests. We have Courtney and Ian here from the Detroit Beer Press. We have Jeremiah here from Daily Detroit.
Hello.
And we have Monica Weed here from the Detroit Fellowship. I messed that up already. The Pipeline. Detroit. It's a program in Detroit.
The Alaskan Pipeline?
We're going to talk all about it later. But,
can she see Russia from here?
Find us online, itinthed.com, Facebook, Twitter. We'll be reading a couple tweets online. And, if you never listened to us before, it's what do three IT geeks from Detroit talk about when they have a drink at the bar.
Or several.
Or
Or
several.
yeah.
We might be slightly intoxicated.
We might have started early, but just so you know, I do have all the bread and milk. I got the bread and milk.
Bread and milk.
Oh, you pulled it up. There you go.
Bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. Oh my god, I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and milk. I gotta get the bread and They said snow! I gotta get the bread and milk! Oh my god! I gotta get the bread and milk! I gotta get the bread and milk!
So I thought.
So for those of you unfamiliar, for those of you who are not in the state of Michigan that listen, we got a little snow. Over the course,
just a little bit,
about 2 feet.
Yeah, and so we posted a fun little meme on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/IT in the D, with the shopping forecast recommendations, and it was 4 to 6 inches. We recommended, the recommendation was 1 loaf of bread and 1 gallon of milk. At 6 to 8, it was 2 loaves of bread and 2 gallons of milk and 2 rolls of toilet paper. And then where we were, down in the let's just dump on everyone, it was 4 loaves, 8 gallons of milk, 12 rolls of toilet paper.
So I went to Meijer on Super Bowl Sunday
just to prove it could be done.
Because it was not that big of a deal, and of course it's usually a reunion there. I'll see like 8-12 people from the neighborhood, and everyone I saw, they're like, "Hey, Bob," and I go, "Gotta get the bread and milk." So I'm like doing this, and I'm like almost like kind of like rocking back and forth. Gotta get the bread and milk, and they're like very funny. I'm like, no, I do.
Wait, like full disclosure though, like the Meijer is like 50 yards from your house.
It is, and my car.
I was convinced he was checked in from his couch. I'm not going to lie. I absolutely thought that's what had happened.
And my cart was full of beer and meat. So of course I went.
So like every other weekend.
Right.
Gotta get the beer. Gotta get the nachos.
I did. I bought all-day IPA in the can because I love it in the can.
Yes, you do. We have
so
that.
I saw it finally, so I had to go. I had to get it.
So speaking of the Super Bowl, let's talk about the wonderful backlash that Nationwide is getting about their phenomenal ad featuring a dead child.
Nationwide, your dead kid is
not by your side.
I want to tune into the Super Bowl and get depressed.
No, what was the meme? The memes happen immediately. Like it was the kid from the commercial, and the meme was, "I'd really like to see the Katy Perry halftime show, but I died in a preventable accident."
Child died.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people lit Twitter up with like, a photo of the Grim Reaper. Nationwide is on your side. Here's their next ad campaign. It was, a cemetery full of tombstones. Nationwide is on your side.
I gotta wonder, like, who's the ad exec that approved this, and do they still have a job?
No, they do not have a job today.
Well, you guys did you guys see the Domino's ad that didn't make it? The one that was for an Israeli.
That was fake, wasn't it? The bondage one.
No, that was fake. Someone made that online. I'm pretty
sure.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I read that it was one that didn't make it to the cut per se from the.
I thought it
was crazy.
I thought there was a Coca-Cola one that was like a little risque with some lady like in lingerie or something. I don't know.
All I know is, how in the blue hell does a freemium game afford $9 million for, not including production and paying Liam Neeson?
Because they had three words, Bob: in-app purchase.
Oh my God. I play Clash of Clans. Everyone I know pretty much plays it at one point or another.
Freemium isn't free, Bob.
You keep using that word. I don't know that you
we'll
really understand what it
explain to
means.
you how freemium games work.
$9
Just
million.
ask any child.
$9 million.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
God almighty.
And they'll probably make it back.
I'm sure they've already made it back.
But they have like the budget of like Nissan and Bentley and Chrysler. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
And it's a stupid click game.
Hey, I missed
phone.
it. Was there a tampon ad on the Super Bowl? I was looking at Twitter, and everyone was going,
Yeah, that's the
nuts.
throw like a girl thing.
I missed that. Are you kidding me? That was real.
That was absolutely real. It was like,
For
what
the-
was it, like a minute commercials of a bunch of, hey, run like a girl. Throw a ball like a girl.
I thought that was Dove.
See, that's how good, that's how effective those are.
Yeah, that was Dove.
Though I think Chevy kind of won it with their pulling the plug on the TV. That was a pretty good one.
I'm sorry. Best ad was the Today Show, Brian Gumbel,
Oh, my
Katie
God, yeah.
Couric, with the clip from 1994. What's this A with the circle around it? I don't understand it.
Is that around the
Is it
A?
around? Is it
Around?
about? Is
Yeah.
it? And then they flash the email address for the show, and they're like, yeah, see, exactly. There's the email address. It's what at something com, like not even with the dot. They're like,
Dave,
I
can
don't.
you explain the internet to us?
Yeah, you explain the internet, and then they're sitting in the new BMW. That's it's made with wind. Like what? How? Wait, it's like with a how? Explain this to us.
The one commercial that got me though was when the TV flickered, and they say something about.
Oh yeah.
My God!
That was the Chevy commercial I was saying.
Oh yeah, because everyone sat in their couches going,
"Oh,
get Comcast on the phone."
It's like the end of the
They
Sopranos.
trolled. Chevy trolled the
Hard.
entire Super Bowl.
So hard.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder how many phone calls, because it came up quick, but I go, God, if usually the screen flickers, people go bonkers, right? And this thing comes up, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Well
the other
played,
one
I think. Well played.
The other one that got a lot of backlash is the Chrysler ad that had a lot of international scenes portrayed up
That got
against
destroyed.
This land is your land. The song about America.
Right.
No.
Well, what do you guys, Courtney Ian, what do you guys think about the Budweiser ad? Because that's getting a ton of flack, too.
Ooh, I got a good one for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
if you didn't see it, they basically called themselves a macro beer. They made fun of the
I saw
twisty mustache hipsters smelling their pumpkin ale.
Yeah.
I saw a great blog post
stuff
dissecting
about
that
it,
too.
Yeah. Don't dissect our beers. Just drink it. It's made the hard way or something like that. Yeah. But Anheuser-Busch has been buying up all these microbreweries because they don't have beer.
It's the Microsoft motif.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't make it, so build it, buy it.
So they bought a brewery out in Washington called Elysian Brewing
That guy
Company.
was pissed.
Well, yeah, he's famous for his pumpkin peach ale.
Good God.
And that was their biggest thing in that whole commercial. Like, go ahead, go drink your pumpkin peach ale.
Speaking of beers, by the way, we didn't mention that we are enjoying delicious Falling Down beer from Ted and DeQuinder. Go check them out. This is
we are drinking the Winter Wheat.
The Winter Wheat Cool Flip. I got my kids doing that, by the way. No, but why? I understand Budweiser's point, right? That they want to say, hey, we are who we are. Deal with it.
Defensive thing, yeah.
Yeah, well,
but they're completely bastardizing.
Not many people know that they've won awards, a lot of awards at the Great American Beer Festival too, for being one of the most consistent breweries around the country.
Yeah, it's like McDonald's. It might suck, but you get a consistent product no matter where you go.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
McDonald's Coke is kind of like crack.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, yeah.
So
No,
good.
McDonald's fries, I'm convinced, have crack on them.
Right.
Interesting marketing thing is actually the fries bring more people in than the burgers. They found that out. The
fries are way better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something you could never reheat ever.
Exactly, because they're always soggy and like crappy and
How do you have any left over? What do you mean reheat?
I'm just saying, if you ever sometimes you get a phone call and you don't eat them, and you're like, oh my God.
You like finding them underneath your car seat, and you decide you want to.
No, I went to the car wash this weekend. They're all gone.
Hashtag Bob Confessions.
So there is like everything in the what were we talking about? There's so much crap going on in the tech world. We've been shooting emails like 50 a day. It seems like.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! There's a whole ton. So
what was the first? Oh, you know what the first one was? Oh, you know what? Can we talk about the ominous, the not beautiful data center that Quicken Loans is building in Corktown?
Oh, you mean the one, the bright shining star?
I don't get for the life of me. There's all these blogs coming out about, oh my God, they put a building up with a fence around it. How dare they? What do they think? They're going to steal everything?
Have they visited the hood lately? There's a lot of buildings with fences around them.
Jared,
Just
it's not
checking.
about that.
This building has a fence around it.
It's a data
Every
center.
building has a fence around it.
They're not housing. And then the stuff I've been reading, like, I hope it doesn't increase traffic. I'm like, it's a data center. You're not supposed to have people going through it all day.
You're not even
there's going to
supposed
be
to
like
know
two
it's
guys
there.
that work there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
2 guys, right?
And one of them's going to spill a Coke on it.
Right.
That would be awesome.
I got all excited when I saw that commercial, too, all the data center stuff. And I'm like, didn't Sony...
You can't drink in there, idiots.
No, I know Sony put up and goes, so oh my God, if someone brought a can of Coke in my data center, they'd be fired.
Right,
Like
exactly.
idiots. No, but here's the cardinal sin that Quicken did. It's like, great, you're building in Corktown and took but they put a giant neon QL on it, which is a cardinal sin of any data center
Ego.
or central office from a telco you've ever seen. They're always these
Ego.
inconspicuous plain buildings. And here these clowns
security
go.
through obfuscation. You just don't know what that building is.
You're not supposed to.
Bob, I'm
Right.
surprised the initials weren't DG.
Yeah, but the fact that all these blogs come in, Curbed, you're usually really good, but this one you completely bombed out on. Like, do some homework before you write crap like that, because it makes the whole area look bad when you poo-poo.
None of them do.
I know.
Before they write anything. How many times have
Well,
we had
and
this
people forget.
conversation?
I know.
People forget that stretch of Rosa Parks is actually mostly industrial. So it really doesn't matter, because like it's almost all businesses, industrial businesses anyway. It's not like anyone's going down that section of Rosa Parks going, "Ooh, look, I'm going to go to the coffee shop," because there is no coffee shop.
Wait. So you're saying there are people that aren't involved with an area that have fake outrage about things going on in that area?
Look, I live down the road from that thing.
Do that.
Dave, you should write a blog post about that.
I live down the road from that thing, and I'm glad it's there. You know why? Because it looks a hell of a lot better than the busted-ass building that was there before it. It was one busted-ass, messed-up building that looked like hell. So you know what? I'm all for the fences and, like, landscaping. Bring it on.
But, Jeremiah, to your point, so there's no point to having that huge, massive sign that says QL on it?
Well, you know what?
Was there a change.org
gonna
petition to save the old building that was there? Before
I sure as hell hope not.
Dave, you don't have to... It's no. Just...
So you know,
actually, you know what?
Somebody died there 150 years ago.
So let's segue into a post that you wrote, Jer, about Google Fiber needs to come to Detroit, and we kind of had fun with you on chat, and it was kind of unfair. It was a valiant point, but kind of go through what you were saying, and then we'll kind of talk about what we did.
Valid.
What did I say?
Valiant.
Thank you for calling me Valiant, Bob. I feel better about myself. I appreciate it.
Is he?
My heart was in the same place.
I appreciate it.
Does that make him Prince Valiant?
Yeah.
Was he wearing a skirt?
No, but you're talking about, we had Comcast in here that offered the $10 broadband, right, for the free lunch things, but you're talking Google Fiber. So, what's I guess what was the point, or what were you trying to get across?
Well, so my thing is that if we want to truly compete around business opportunities, things like that, and really be the opportunity Detroit that the ads keep saying, we need to be competitive and we need to offer some things that are pretty awesome, especially because we have things like winter and other things that are not exactly the most attractive for tech folks. And if we can have the infrastructure there, I think that's really key to bringing things forward and moving the region forward. Look, I'm under no illusions that it's some kind of solution to save all the neighborhoods or all that other stuff. But you know what? More access and more availability for these kind of things is always a step forward. And you know what? Competition's a good thing, and we need some.
Well, the way have you been following Google Fiber? It's like they keep going to like very odd areas, like
they go to Provo,
like they go to Omaha, Nebraska, and North Carolina, like smaller. And I don't know if it's because they're trying to go where there's no competition, or if they're trying to go where there's the proximity meets. Because first thing I said to you, Jared, is it'll never happen because the proximity is too big.
But then I looked at the maps and I realized there's some areas with larger proximity. I wonder if part of it's around regulation. Now, I haven't done a ton of research around that, but that's kind of what my gut says is around, you know what, the reason why they're not in New York and they're not in Chicago and these other things is that a lot of these places definitely have much more of like a free market kind of like feel to them. And it may be a situation where they find the least barriers, or it could just be where they're going to go where people roll out the red carpet for them, which really, you can't blame them for, because it happens a lot in business, and it's been happening a lot in the region where, hey, if you're going to roll out the red carpet and make that go, then it's going to be the place that you're going to invest.
And I think, I read stuff all the time, and everyone goes, well, bandwidth is free, and I'm like, you don't get it, do you? Do you know how much it costs to roll one of those things out?
Well, they're charging a $300 per house installation fee.
You know how cheap that is?
Well, and they're still losing money on it, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
it's totally fair. I would pay it in a
story that
heartbeat.
came out today that Time Warner leaked out that there's a 97% profit margin on their high-speed internet access. So, it's not necessarily
cable and fiber to the home is apples and oranges, though.
But still,
on deployment.
I know. But I also think that it's a matter of course, they're going to make money, and they should make money. They're businesses. That's okay. But I'd like to see some competition in the market and some more access so that we can get better services. Because I think it's just like car insurance in this state. A lot of people don't realize how much
you let him get off on
we
this
overpay on
rant
car insurance.
Yeah, wait.
Wasn't this segment 4? Yeah. How did this happen?
Yeah, who gave him a microphone?
Yeah, who gave me a microphone in segment 1? You
Bob,
silly,
screw you in your
people.
early segue.
You know what? Speaking of Time Warner, there is a...
Nice job.
Don't you have stuff on our list?
There is a Someone works for a company in this room that sells boxes with holes in it that makes 80% margin. So, as far as I'm concerned, get what you get.
Boxes with holes in it. Oh, yeah.
It might be called. They rhymes with schmouters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
schmouters.
You're a box with a hole in it. Yeah.
What else is going on?
Well, we do have the fun and excitement of Lucasfilm / Disney now. Well, actually, you know what? Let's start. Let's take a step back for the fun story of the day.
Oh boy,
which was the naked cowboy wandering down 75 after your Super Bowl party yesterday.
I forgot to say that. I do not have a cowboy hat, for the record.
I thought that was Charles.
No, everyone saw Auburn Hills and Naked Guy on Highway. I'm like, I don't have a cowboy hat.
Yeah, I was like, how many times did that link get posted to your wall today? Because I'm guessing quite a few.
Texts or yeah. Wolfgang, I'm a cowboy. So. No, I don't know. If they had a Judge Smales hat, like a captain's hat, right? I'd be like, oh my god, that's so me.
Yeah, that might. I just blacked out. I don't remember. Yet.
Right? Like, I guess it was right on University Drive in 75.
Yeah, it was right by your house.
Yeah, it was.
And apparently he was on they say that he has a delirium syndrome.
Yes,
that's usually created from bath salts.
There was an urgent medical condition.
That doesn't explain the nakedness, though.
Oh, it does, because of Jeff, have you ever been high on bath salts?
No.
I don't even think he's ever taken a bath.
So no, but
he doesn't even put salt on his food.
So apparently, here's the thing: like when you get messed up on that stuff and overstimulated.
Yeah, isn't that the stuff that was turning people into zombies and eating other people down in Florida?
Yeah, makes you take all your clothes off and overheat.
Yeah,
that's a physiological reaction. It makes you think you're
it wasn't
overheating.
Killing them and reanimating them, but it was getting them so whacked out of their brains that they were gnawing on other people.
Is that what happened to the Pet Cemetery cat that came back from the dead if they buried it?
5 days later.
That creeped me the F out.
Cat gets hit by car. Cat is buried in family's backyard. Cat shows up at neighbor's house.
Yeah.
5
It's the same
days
cat?
later.
Yes.
How'd it get out of the ground?
5
dug itself out.
days.
It dug itself out of the ground.
Yes.
Herman Munster may or may not have been on the porch with it.
Yeah, the cat.
I bet you that cat walked 21 miles to work.
Oh.
If that thing's got 9 lives, it just used up 8 of them.
Dude, yes. Yeah, I love our pets. I love our dogs. But if one
You're
of those...
shoot him in the head?
Dude, one of those MRFers dies, and I bury it, and it shows back up on the porch.
Going to get a baseball bat to the head.
You're going to go all Walking Dead on it?
Kill it with fire. That's all.
Burn it, burn it, burn it!
The little boy from Kindergarten Cop is going to show up. It's going to be crazy.
Right.
The Ramones are going to play the stereo. Forget that crap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come to find out, the family is actually living in a house that's built on an ancient Indian burial ground. Who knew? Yeah.
Right. No, but that was isn't that the second time in Detroit that someone's walked around naked? The first guy was in Madison Heights right on 12 Mile.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yep.
This guy's car was in a ditch. What in the hell?
How did you go from car and ditch to naked on highway?
Right.
Yeah.
And then the big news article's he was walking. He was very weird. He wasn't making eye contact.
Really, you're walking naked down the road,
Yeah.
and you're avoiding eye contact. Yeah.
Right. I just feel so sorry for the cops. Have a hard enough job as it is, especially in rush hour in the snow in the morning.
But did you see the quote
Oh
that
my
they
God.
made? That they said that this was something they actually were used to dealing with.
What?
Yeah, because
there's a procedure written somewhere.
There is
for
a procedure
handling
for this, because
naked guy
before-
on side of highway in snowstorm.
Well, before bath salts got outlawed here in Michigan, apparently it was a regular occurrence for the Auburn Hills Police. Bob?
What?
What?
What'd I do?
I texted the mayor about it. I asked him if he knew the guy. He said no.
So wait, so these are bath salts you can buy a Bed Bath & Beyond or something?
Not quite. I mean, it's just one of those things.
Or is this something you can buy on a corner in Detroit somewhere?
Or a corner actually used to be. Actually, bath salts were definitely preferred, all over the place, because people would sell them just in the gas stations.
Yeah. Well, it's
who buys bath salts at a gas station?
These people. Well, I mean, if you're going to be the kind of guy who walks down I-75 naked, you might be the kind of guy who buys things at a gas station. Who you're not sure what's going to happen.
Let's just be clear here. The flow chart that leads you to the last box being walking naked down 75 wearing cowboy hat.
In winter.
Dave, how many steps are there in this flow chart?
But the preceding boxes that lead to that final box.
Dave, do you have a Gantt chart? Gantt chart this.
There's not. There's no box that we intersect with there.
No.
That's just not. And unless something has gone horribly wrong. Yeah. we do not intersect with
any of those
decision
lines.
train that leads you to naked on 75 in cowboy hat.
Thank God.
In snowstorm.
I don't even like getting naked in the locker room at the gym, let alone walking on 75.
I didn't want to think about Bob naked, but I just did.
That's the point. I don't.
Wait, you go to the gym?
Yeah. When?
By the way,
I go to the gym.
There's a sign over his bathroom that says gymnasium.
Friend named Jim. Yeah, exactly.
I wake up every morning. Hey, I went to the gym.
Exactly. My big revelation for the weekend was, discovering that the Super Bowl was not, in fact, the toilet at your house.
I made white casserole. And if you don't know what white casserole is, I put 12 white...
Well, and make sure you get the syllable emphasis right. It's white
casserole roll.
Casserole roll.
Casserole, right.
Yes.
He said it right. Just let him finish.
Casserole. It rolls off the top. But you put 12 white castles in a baking dish, and you dump 3 cans of Skyline chili on top of that. Then you put 2 pounds of Velveeta cheese on that, and then you bake it for a half an hour. Then you broil it for 5 minutes to get that nice crisp on the top of it, right? And they cut like lasagna pieces, and it's the most delicious.
They do. I made this for
So would you pair a beer with that, pal?
Oh, no, I pair a heart attack with that.
Oh, my God.
I'd pair an angioplasty.
See, here's what I don't get. Here's what I don't get. Chili, fine. Cheese, fine. White Castles, once in a while, fine. Put all 3 together, and everybody's like, ugh, stomach ache.
Okay, turkey, good.
Good.
Grape jelly, good.
Good.
Grape jelly on turkey?
No.
Well, yeah.
Or chili on White Castle with cheese.
I'm not arguing with you.
Good.
Dude, I've had it. It's phenomenal.
I know.
You're not getting this. I was going with devil's, but I can't argue with
But
it.
the problem,
It's good.
I made goulash and spätzle, so that was already filled the belly, and now that I put that on top of it, and like nap time. Like I'm lucky we even watched.
I'm like, how are you guys even awake during the game?
We did a shot every touchdown, so that kept us awake.
That usually has the opposite effect.
A shot of what?
We ran the gauntlet in the basement. We picked the worst, the German schnapps gauntlet. So like every touchdown, we all
Had to clear out the cabinet somehow.
we had to. So can we close this on what the hell is going on?
So let's close on your discovery last week, which was there is a Dark Horse comic that's out there.
Oh yeah, talk about it.
Hey, where's that bell? Where's the bell?
Yeah. Where's the bell for the
Where's the
Star
bell?
Wars universe?
right there.
There's an old comic out there
Hit the
that basically
It would be the best movie ever.
Han Solo and Chewbacca.
For the record, I've never heard of this.
They're
and I'm like the biggest Star Wars geek ever.
And it is. I just want to make sure I get this right. So it's called Into the Great Unknown.
It would be better
They're
than
fleeing from
Super
the
Friends versus the Legion of Doom.
They're fleeing. Meanwhile, in the Legion of Doom.
So
Not now.
Okay. So they're fleeing from the Imperial. They're fleeing from the Empire.
Right.
And
This is
they're in the
Han-
Millennium
Han-
Falcon.
yeah, Han and Chewie, yep.
And they hit hyperspace.
Yeah.
And wacky mayhem ensues.
Yeah.
And they wind up on Earth in the Pacific Northwest.
Tell me more.
In like the 1800s.
1850s,
Yeah. And they venture out of the Millennium Falcon.
Uh-huh.
Well, they crash.
Right.
They don't. Yeah.
And Han Solo is killed by Indians or Native Americans. Take your pick.
Yeah.
He gets hit by a lot of arrows.
Right.
And he dies, and he has Chewie bring him back to the Falcon because that's where he wants to spend
which,
his
by the
last
way, his
moments.
death scene takes like 3 pages in the comic.
Yeah, exactly. So, he brings him back to the Falcon, and then there we are. So we know Chewbacca, the Wookiees, long-living species.
Right.
He becomes
the Legend of Sasquatch.
The Legend of Sasquatch in the Great Northwest.
Which is like a phenomenal storyline.
It's a great little tie-in. And then, but the kicker is that 100 and some odd years later, who should discover this relic of the Millennium Falcon and the skeleton of Han Solo with his clothes?
None other than
but
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Chung, chung.
That would be the greatest movie.
All right, so the guys at Dark
Ever.
Horse Comics were like, well, we love Star Wars and we love Indiana Jones. How can we get them together?
Right. They're both Harrison Ford.
Right.
Of all the dumb ideas
can
I've
do
ever
this.
heard, this one is the most amazing one of all.
It's fantastic.
There's nothing else that even compares, even on a minor playing field. This would be the greatest movie known to man.
Well, it's not a really like it would be maybe a.
That's fine. Make it a half hour. I don't care.
Yeah.
No, you could drag it on. They drag on stupider movies than that. Prometheus is like 3 hours long.
Oh my god, that movie sucked.
No, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could draw. They could
If
draw
they can
this
make
thing
Flash
out.
Gordon, they can make this movie.
So speaking
They need to
of
remake
speaking
Flash
of
Gordon.
movies dragging on and going back to a Super Bowl commercial, did you guys catch the apparently NBC has another Jesus time commercial?
Yeah.
Okay, because when I think of the Bible and when I think of Jesus, the song that I hear in my head playing in the background is totally Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight.
In the Air Tonight. I don't know. How did they get the rights away from Miami Vice?
I don't know how that happened. I don't. I want to see
it.
I want to see the flow chart of the boxes that led someone to make box
it-
one, make movie about Jesus.
No, it's not a movie. It's a TV series.
Yeah. But box two, cast. Yeah. Box three, Super Bowl commercial. So we're going to be spending $4.5 million.
Call it Phil Collins.
Need a good hook for commercial. Final box, Phil Collins.
But it's not.
Tonight.
Wait, hold on.
Wait. It's not even him singing. It's some chick singing.
Yeah.
So did they put the fixed camera on the wheel of the chariot that Jesus was driving around on? Did he have to-
in Miami Vice.
Did he stop to call Mary Magdalene to say, "Hey, we got something good together"?
I miss you, baby.
Yeah, who was those? Pontius Pilate? I don't know what. Was he riding next to him in the chariot? The wind blowing in the wind.
Got his arm hanging outside the chariot as he's driving, down the road.
He's loading up the crossbow from the glove box.
For those playing at home, they're actually scooting away from Bob as he gets struck by lightning.
It's the pilot for Miami Vice.
I have absolutely no idea.
That's what I'm saying. How did they get the rights away from Miami Vice for that song?
Hold on. For everyone that's out there, if you have not seen, it's the greatest 4 minutes.
Oh no, it's
TV.
You're talking about it's 6 minutes of
minutes.
him. Yeah.
No, it's the best. The Miami Vice.
Yeah, it's
pilot,
a whole montage.
6 minutes is the greatest television
might as well be the video
scene in the history of TV. I'm throwing it out there right now. I don't care if anybody backlash I get. Go watch it. I swear to God, I watch it once a week. It's like chills still. It's like watching old Ric Flair. Woo! Exactly. Miami Vice, that pilot. Honest to God, whoever wrote that, sheer genius.
Yep.
Brilliant. Anyway.
Was that what kind of car was that? A Stingray?
No, it was a Ferrari.
Yeah, that was not. Yeah,
so
they
hey,
Ferraris.
We're coming up against a quick break. We're going to come back with. We got full house here in the studio. This is the IT and the D show.
We'll be right back.
Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT in the D show.
A word from Quantum, a storage company with a different approach. Quantum offers industry-leading backup and DR solutions with products that integrate innovative deduplication, replication, and cloud technologies. Our archive solutions help you retain data longer and keep it accessible, leveraging technologies like direct object storage, intelligent tiering, and LTO. Quantum Scale-Out Storage is designed to accelerate complex information workflow. Powered by StoreNext 5, it is the industry's fastest streaming files system. Visit www.quantum.com for more information.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D show.
This break is prime example why we need video in the studio.
Exactly.
Just on
Dave was shaking his groove thing earlier, folks, and it was epic.
I don't even want to.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
This is segment 2, episode 77 of the IT and the D show.
Dude,
We're
that was
sitting
Happy
here-
Dave. That was late teens, early 20s Dave. And Joel, I know you're out there listening, so you'll be just ping Sandy. Club 777 in Manchester, New Hampshire was where we used to hang out.
Wait, is this when you had the purple hair?
Blue, thank you.
Oh, whatever.
For a while, yes. And the hammer pants and the bolo ties and everything from DJs. All of it. I had everything. All of DJs I
did
owned.
not make any commission on you.
Well, no, you were here. Yeah, the guys at the store at the what was it? Pheasant Creek Mall or whatever it was, loved me because I had all of the cardigans with the leather patches. I had all the wrap tip belts. I had the Z Cavaricci tux that I wore to my senior prom.
I had hold on. Before I get to the intro, no, my senior pictures. I was in a shortcut olive green Army Z Cavaricci's polished suit.
I know. I had
short,
that. I had that
pants
suit
up to the
above
the belly button.
I had that suit.
Yeah.
It wasn't the orange tux from Dumb and Dumber.
No. So we are sitting here in the Raw Radio X studios in the Russell Industrial Center, beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. We're here with Dave the Geek, Jeff the Voice of Reason. Find us online, itandthed.com, Facebook, Twitter. If your Twitters are decent, we'll read them live on the air.
So we are. We are at facebook.com/ITandTheD. You can find us on Twitter at ITandTheD. Hit us with the hashtag too, hashtag ITandTheD.
All of the things IT and the D.
Exactly.
And
why?
Because
we are IT and the D, and you still are not.
No. And never will be.
And if you want to call, hey, why not? The phone number is 313-462-0107.
That thing still works?
It does. We had people asking about calling in today, and I was like, yeah, have fun. That's our number. That's how we do it.
That's not how. And do us all a favor. If you're an iTunes Apple user, just rate us, please.
Yeah, for the love of God, leave a review.
We have like 5 reviews.
Did those come back?
No,
because apparently there's like an ongoing glitch, and it is what it is.
Just
so
review it. We have reviews for nowhere, for nothing. Just do us a favor.
Exactly.
We know you're out there.
Exactly. I've seen the stats. I know you're out there.
Yeah. 200,000 listens the last like 2 months, and no one rates us or anything.
You all.
That's all right.
Just do it. Do it.
So moving.
Cost you nothing.
Moving on to our illustrious repeat offender guests, we have Courtney and Ian here.
Hello.
From the Detroit Beer Press, and welcome to you. I have a new issue coming out, so we wanted to bring you on the air to talk about it. We have an article that we wrote, and so tell us about what's going on in your latest and greatest issue.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, you
dear?
look to me.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the food issue.
See, and here's
wait.
Okay,
wait. I just discovered Ian's fault here.
Exactly. Here's the entire backstory of the other fun part of the break. Is so the last time they were in here, Courtney basically just dominated the mic, and Ian got no words. And so we were like, hey, are you going to let Ian talk this time?
Okay.
And she was like, yeah. She's like, you know what? I'm feeling a little off. Got a little bit of cold. Let him run. And so we opened the floor, and we're gonna and then Ian's like, okay, babe, go.
Yeah. And looks exactly at me and goes, what do you want to talk about? You just put together an issue. You know what's in it.
What do you want? Exactly. She went out of town and left your ass on the line.
Right? It was great, though.
You got work to do, son.
And you still got nothing.
No. Hang on, Courtney. When you guys say you want to go out to eat, and then you look at him and say, what do you want to eat? And he goes, whatever you want,
No,
dear.
I literally say, I'm not choosing. You have to pick something.
As long as it's not White Castle.
As long as it's not hamburgers.
I'm not good at White Castle.
His criteria.
No.
Do they have chicken fingers and French fries?
No, I'll go somewhere for her, though. I'll go somewhere for her.
You're dating a 6-year-old, Courtney.
I know.
I don't
big child.
Wait. Well, that's
Courtney,
kind of actually a stretch.
Courtney, why don't you have a seat?
So our biggest thing in the issue coming up,
it is the food issue.
It is the food issue. Yes.
White Castles were not reviewed.
No. Only if you have Valentine's Day reservations at White Castle.
That's
which still makes me laugh that that's a thing.
That's sexy.
Dude, I love that. I love that that's a thing and people actually do it.
You can
That's
take a girl there and she don't leave you, then she's a keeper. That should be the rule for all relationships. Like a baby, we're going to Valentine's Day, we're going to White Castle. And if she don't dump you, it's good. Then
she's a keeper, son.
Yeah.
We're starting to implement our Howler memberships. So we have glass with our logos on them, and it says Howler member on it.
Cool.
And there's a few places.
Now, so for those who don't know, like we have growlers here in studio. What is a howler?
A growler,
as opposed to the monkey that flings poo at things.
A growler is 64 ounces of beer.
64 ounces of
beer.
Okay,
or whatever you want to put in it.
So 4 16-ounce beers. Okay.
Yeah. And then so a howler is just half a growler, so it's 32 ounces.
Okay.
It's a quart.
Yeah, so it's perfect for like one person. Or if you have like a party you're going to, you want to bring 3 different beers of your favorite brewery.
If you're going to a party and you want to be that guy who shows up with your own beer that you don't share with anybody, a howler is perfect for you.
It's perfect. It's like 2.5 beers and you're good. Yeah, you can actually just drink it from the howler and not look like disgusting.
Just put a straw in it and you're good.
Is that like one of those wine glasses that's shaped like a wine bottle?
Kinda, yeah. So
This is what happens when I let you talk.
yeah, everyone laughs.
No, but so Howler with Detroit Beer Press on it.
Yeah. So if you bring our Howler into certain places, it acts as a membership card where you'll get certain discounts from.
So how do you fit a Howler in your wallet though? Like if it's a membership
you
card.
don't, because you're gonna leave with things in it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, cold things like
whatever you want to keep cold.
Yeah. So
are there have a lot of places signed up for this?
Yeah, we got a pretty good list. Falling Down.
Has our boy signed up?
Yeah, he's on board.
Go to DetroitBeerPress.com under the Howler membership tab. All the participating.
I'm looking at this right now, and on your website it says the Ann Arbor Brewing Company,
There we go.
Brew Detroit, Hobcat Detroit for all of you Midtowners out there with beer. Liberty Street Brewing Company, Michigan Beer, Pete's Place in Sherwood.
But so based on the article I read, though, I mean, are black people allowed to buy a Howler to go to Hobcat? Is that or is that not allowed? Mr. Detroit News, who wrote that article. Just to be clear, I just want to make sure I'm giving the right context.
I actually want to walk up to Nolan and be like, Nolan, black people buy beer too. Just so you know, FYI, bro. Black people buy beer too.
Everybody buys beer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I mean, good for you guys.
Yeah,
You're doing a little branding and getting more engaged with people. That's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's going on in the issue?
A whole lot of stuff. You mentioned Arbor. They joined the Howler membership, and they have one of the biggest oak age barreling systems in the nation.
Really?
And not a lot of people know that. And
I did not know.
Yeah,
that.
they're one of the oldest breweries in Michigan as well, and they're one of the also have the least carbon footprint in Michigan. They have a brewery cooled.
Clap for that one.
Yeah, a brewery cooled by endothermic pipes in their cooler that cools. Yeah.
Do they have many kale options on their food?
Yeah.
Is there reclaimed wood? I want to hear if there's a reclaimed wood.
So much reclaimed wood. So much. So that's going on in the issue.
So actually, you know what? The best part about the issue is we wrote an article.
Yeah, you guys did write an article.
And let's just go ahead and talk about why we wrote an article.
Yeah. And go.
Yes. So Yelp
and the D presents Real Detroit Heroes.
Ooh.
Real Detroit Heroes.
Today we salute you, Mr. Yelp Review Extremist.
Mr. Yelp Review Extremist.
You watch every episode of Chopped and have Anthony Bourdain as your phone's wallpaper, so you, obviously, are a professional food critic.
What's the latest catchphrase?
Your reviews on Yelp aren't written for the commoners. No, they're written for the people who truly appreciate fine dining experiences. At the corner Coney Island at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Why don't they have sushi?
And so even though the place was clean, the food was exactly what you ordered. It got to your table quickly. You had to wait 18 seconds for your water glass to be refilled. And that's just not acceptable.
Gotta be a 1-star.
If it's not being served to you by a mustache-sporting hipster in a wool cap inside a room full of photos of cities you couldn't name to save your life from behind a bar made of reclaimed wood, well, it's certainly not up to your standards.
I forgot to check in.
So here's to you, Mr. Yelp Review Extremist. Thanks to you, the rest of us have a checklist of places to go just to try the worst meatball sandwich that one guy on Yelp ever had in his life.
Real Detroit Heroes.
IT in the D.
So-
Networking Detroit.
So that's why we wrote an article.
There's nothing.
And if we can find a way to embed that in print, we would.
There's nothing I think we hate more than the
1-star random facetious crap Yelp review.
We want to get like meta Yelp reviews, like reviewing Yelp reviewers.
I would like to exactly. I want to be the cut man, brah, of Yelp reviewers. I want to review the reviewers.
So Bob's got a couple queued up here.
Yeah, let me give you an example. Like we go to 3rd Street. We've been going there religiously for a year and a half every Monday.
Yeah, about damn near 2 years now.
Forest and Warren.
It's a fantastic place.
It's an amazing bar. There's a couple bartenders, but they're not having a wait staff. It's a corner bar.
You go to bar.
You actually
get
have
beer.
to walk up to the bar to order a beer.
So Bella,
Novel concept.
So like a couple months ago, Bella M gives them a 1 star. And this is her
Here's
review.
to you.
Here's to
Bella
you, Bella M. No. And I. Oh my God, my phone is. Smoking. Bottom line, smoking is allowed on the patio. We moved from the patio to the indoors, but you could still smell it because the area's open between the patio and the indoor area.
Oh my God!
Too bad, delicious pies. I won't eat in the smoke. 1 star.
Shut up, Mimsy. Shut up, Mimsy.
No. Like,
were there more?
Shelby Z. Absolutely some of the most offensive service. I wanted to like this place, but it really disappointed me. 1 star. Like, shut up, Mimsy. Exactly. Right. There's some really, stunningly poor service from the bar staff. I wouldn't go back to this joint even with someone else's money. 1 star.
For the love of God, it's a bar, right?
I don't know what these people want.
They want to be catered to, Bob.
They want
I think
kale
they've had-
options on the delicious pie menu.
They want to go to Mr. Paul's Chop House and have a vegetarian selection.
Yes.
Where if you're Mr. Paul's Chop House, for the love of God, point them at the shrubbery in your parking lot and go, there's your vegetarian.
It's like a fancy restaurant that won't let you in without a suit jacket. You have to have a paste-on beard and a scarf to walk in.
We talked about this not too long ago. The comedian Sebastian Maniscalco, whatever,
Right.
Italian guy, and he goes, aren't you embarrassed? He goes, it's not bad enough you have a bad meal. Now you gotta run home and get into the computer and type these things out about the things you didn't like. He goes, whatever happened to going, hey honey, salmon sucks, let's get the hell out of here. So help me God, these people drive me up the wall.
I told you, I actually, the very first review on Yelp I ever wrote was specifically because I went to, what's the New Orleans joint? There's one downtown and one out of Fishbone. I went to Fishbones, and I had literally just downloaded the Yelp app, and I checked in, and I see the reviews, and the very first review that pops up was somebody slamming Fishbones and giving it a 1 star because they didn't have good sushi.
About bad sushi.
And I'm like, if you're going to Fishbones and ordering sushi,
The Cajun New Orleans.
right?
restaurant.
Fishbones is not the. You are the problem.
Fishbones is where you go for gator, but I don't even know why they offer sushi. Other than I don't get it. When I saw that happen, I was just like, really? Why? Huh?
Yeah.
I went to Buddy's Pizza, and the burger just was not up to my standards.
Exactly. The same schmuck from Metro Times just destroyed Olive Garden with an article. What? Oh, they invited me to Olive Garden, and I tried everything, so you don't have to. Asshole! It's Olive Garden. What are you expecting?
It wasn't really Italian enough.
Guys, Jimmy just tweeted that there's actually a Tumblr blog for yelpreviews.tumblr.com.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome. We'll so be checking that out.
No. Did you see I responded to Jack Hole's article on Olive Garden? I go, I went to
the response that I gave you?
Yeah, I know. I typed it first. I said I went to Taco Bell this weekend, and it really just wasn't real Mexican food.
Yeah, exactly. Taco Bell, not authentic Mexican.
You go to Taco Bell because it's not authentic Mexican.
No, you go to Taco Bell because you're drunk.
Good. That's true. I live near a bunch of authentic Mexican restaurants, and I tell you all the time, I'm like, I wish there was a Taco Bell on the end of the road.
That's not your places aren't real Mexican. Taco Bell is.
Oh,
hey, so where do we pick up Detroit Beer Press?
Oh yeah, they're still in the studio here.
Yes, we still have guests that we're interacting with. Yes. So where do we find Detroit Beer Press? And
what's
in the rest of the
get
article?
the magazine? Is it free? How much is it?
It's free. It's wherever you can buy a craft beer in Detroit, in the Metro.
I know you guys have done really well with
also
saturating
find
the
our
market.
distribution list under publication on DetroitBeerPress.com.
Okay.
All the spots that we
Beerpress.com.
distribute
Okay.
to are on there.
So you guys have
Very
blown
cool.
up. I mean, in the beginning, you guys were in 8, 10. Now you guys are done blown up, eh?
A little bit.
I didn't mean to say A. I'm not Canadian.
Eh?
What are you visiting your cousin?
Yeah, I have been.
I'm not your guy, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, pal.
It was the freemium thing that got you into Canada mode.
Well,
That's what it was, yeah.
are you guys over that hurdle as far as distribution? Like, are you actually having people saying, "Hey, can I get a stack of your magazine?"
We're getting more and more people asking for more.
Well, yeah, I mean, your run has kept bumping up. I mean, it's increasing.
It's increasing.
Every time I go in with a stack of issues, now we can't go as far as we want to go. Like in Ann Arbor, we can't get to because I have so many people that are like, "Oh, you're Detroit Beer Press. Can you leave like double what you left us last time?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Well, I don't want to say no.
It's a catch-22.
But I have to.
Okay, yes, I can leave you more, but now I can't go to this place over here because that was part of their stack. So great.
Well, so how does that work? Like, does that other place that is not going to get a stack now, like, do they even realize it?
We make sure all of our advertisers get the amount
Sure,
that they
of
want
course.
first.
Yep. Okay.
And then we'll branch out from there, and we'll hit Detroit the hardest.
Wow, taking care of your sponsors. What a novel concept.
Would do that.
Falling down is one of them.
You
so
sell out.
You want to make a profit? Come on.
No, I know the story. You walk in there and go, I'm from the Detroit Beer Press. I can make or break you. Only if you give me 47 beers for free.
And free brunch. Don't forget the free brunch.
Free brunch.
Free brunch, free brunch, free brunch.
Yeah. No, we did a
I'm gonna
brunch
write a bad
article.
Yelp review about this place.
Yeah, we did a brunch article this. We didn't. We paid for it though. So. Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to write the free brunch review. Son of a bitch.
Next time.
So I mean, but what else? So obviously, okay. So our rant, yes, about Yelp is in there. But I mean, like, what else should people be looking for in this article
We have
or in the issue?
The Boozy Brunch feature featuring Hopcat and Grand Trunk is written by Joe from the Hungry Dudes.
Okay.
So that's in there. The Beer Evangelist's Guide to the Galaxy. Fred ever so lovingly gave us an article on how to pair chocolate with beer, which is a really, really interesting read.
Great for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Dinner with the Missus. She's actually talking about how to incorporate beer into your cooking. And generally, she likes to enhance the flavors of the beer, so not necessarily cooking with the beer.
So not just pouring a beer in a steak.
Not just pouring a beer in it. It's more like creating the rub and.
Okay, now so do you have like a
what?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
another sound drop.
So rubbing with the missus. So does that mean you have a dinner with the mistress article in there?
Stay tuned next month.
And then part two. What other articles are in there?
There's an article on Batch. Batch's new menu because Batch is open now.
Hey,
yeah.
they just opened.
Right.
They
Yep.
opened.
Good.
Brew,
How does it
Everybody.
look?
It's a big thing. They opened.
Brew Detroit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's been a long time.
Literally, we had them in here a year and a half ago.
2.5
That only
years
took 2
later.
years.
Yeah.
Yep. So good news, they're open. Brew Detroit down the street is also open, so we have them in there. And then there's a lot on just kind of the food aspect of Detroit. And how it's pretty much like you either know about the food, like getting into 3rd Street. You
Right.
either know how to get in or you have no idea how to get in.
There's no front entrance.
What about
Well, no. So we talked about that because last
Yep.
week one of our guests called me. I'm getting ready to get off the lodge, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Dude,
yeah.
this place is closed," and I lost my mind. I'm like, it can't be closed because it
Bob and Jeff just checked in there.
Well, no, Brent would have called me. Something would have happened. And no, he was at the front door, and he was sitting there pulling on it, and it's that door is not the way in.
No.
That's a decorative door. That's the silent K
Well,
of the.
Well, it's actually only unlocked in the summertime.
Right.
I'm just wondering if you're going to get any backlash for the open letter to the Yelp review community.
We hope we do. We hope we do.
If you're not causing controversy,
That may or may not have been written by us.
The Dave effect.
Oh no, we got to take his name off it. That's right.
So you guys have seen a lot of different kinds of places, I'm sure, with all the things that are opening. What are a couple of things that you would say that people or that places are going to open? What are the kind of things that they should know or do to ensure success? Because we've all seen stuff that's opened and done really well. We've all done stuff that's flopped. What are some of the things that you guys have seen? Because you guys know the scene, right?
I think one of the biggest things for businesses opening up in Detroit, ask for forgiveness rather than permission. All the people going through and asking the city, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do this? Can I do that? Just shut up and do it. And
Amen.
open and start.
Amen.
If you have a really great product, that you are passionate about, just sell it.
Yeah.
Just do it, make it, and if it's great, people will come and they will buy it and they will enjoy it and they will.
And then
stand
Metro Times
behind
will
it.
write an article that says you suck.
Yeah, exactly.
Detroit Beer Press will write about how great you are, so we'll balance each other out.
It's amazing to me.
And then the girl that owns the boutique will write a bad article, and then you have to give everyone free brunch for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Metro Times saying that it sucks, it actually proves that it's a good thing.
You find these places that are trying to play by the rules and they just can't because the city
They get
won't let them.
swallowed, yeah.
They just get swallowed up in all this red tape and like God, we know a few places. We're not going to name them because we don't want to get in trouble or anything. But
We will.
Yeah,
We can
you
name
guys can name them, but like get in good with the mayor. I don't know who host a party for Stabenow, something.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like
Wait, so politics and networking work?
I'd actually add to that because I think a lot of people like to ignore government or things like that. And it's like you have to kind of
Yes, like
It's called, you know what? It's called working the system.
You got to pay up the local politicians.
Yeah.
What's a widget? The politicians. I think part of it is just creating awareness that you're there and being part of the community, and not just politicians, but everyone in the community. All
you
the
gotta grease the
community
Teamsters.
stakeholders. I mean,
I assure you, it's not the Boy Scouts that runs that.
grab 4 or 5 food trucks because you don't have a kitchen, and say, "Hey, guess what? We're having this party. Oh, by the way, we're open. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're selling stuff. We're bringing people together, and we're having a good time.
So
just do it.
Actually, related to that. Here's a good tie-in with the whole Yelp thing. So I actually got somebody shot me a message on Yelp because they were mad about the review that I left about Thomas McGee's. And don't get me wrong, I like McGee's. I like that it's a whiskey bar. I love the booze.
What'd you say
and
about
the beer.
it?
I said the one detraction I have for it is that I know what used to be there. Like when I was working at GM in Brewery Park, I used to walk across the street and go to the little Irish pub that used to be that's what that used to be, and have like the world's best burger ever. Like we were there 3 days a week minimum having that burger. And so I know that there's a kitchen in there, and the fact that they don't do food irritates the ever living hell out of me.
Sure.
You know, because
It's valid.
Right. And so like I get it. Like they have all dude, it's like Dragon Meat used to be. Yeah, they've got all the takeout menus you can call and get stuff delivered. Yeah, that's just not the vibe you really should
You mean
be
like
going
8
for.
things on the menu? You don't
Right.
have to.
Yeah, you don't have to go nuts with it, but you know you've got a kitchen back there. Do something with it. And so some guy, like some random schmuck, wrote me a message on Yelp about like what a d-bag I was because I dinged them for calling out that they weren't utilizing the kitchen that's back there. And I'm like, dude, I stand by it. I know what used to like. I said I loved the whiskey. I love the selection. I love the beer. I like the
What'd
place.
you give it? What'd you give it?
4.
You give it 40
Dude, I gave it 4 stars, but because I dinged it because it didn't have a kitchen, I was
Kiss
a douche.
my ass, that guy.
You know,
like,
you
what are
drink
you,
more
his
whiskey
brother?
than you're eating.
You know what? That's the problem. You know, you can give a bad review, but still give 4 stars.
Right.
Well, is that even a bad review?
No,
it's
but
not a bad review.
But here's,
it's not a positive review.
no,
It
but
gets
we've
me
got-
back
we've got-
to the bullshit that goes on with all of like we've had this whole political correctness nonsense where it's not okay to be like you can't just be okay with things
Medium.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like you know you can't just be like, well, you know what? That's not a problem for me. Like, you know, you're gay. Don't care. Doesn't matter. Has no impact on my life. Good for you, good for me, and life's good.
Yeah.
That's not good enough anymore.
No.
Now I've got to be over the top supportive of the.
You gotta shove it down
what was
people's throats.
The obese Asian, paraplegic, cross-dressing, transgender, diabetic. Like I have to be overly supportive of everything. Like I can't just be. It has no impact on my life. Like my general rule has always been, you know what? Everybody has their kinks. As long as your kinks don't interfere with my kinks, we're good. I don't care.
I think the word
do your thing.
I think the word duff is funny these days.
Duff?
The designated ugly fat friend.
Wow.
There's a movie called Duff. Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like
What
the
you were-
beer from The Simpsons.
That's the first thing I thought about was the
There's
beer
a
from The
movie coming up called The
Simpsons.
Duff, and everything you just said reminded me of that. There's a
You
thing.
should rate a bunch of fake beers, like
Nothing-
from movies.
Nothing's medium or average anymore. It's, now that everyone, you have to have the Duff. Oh my god!
But I mean, to focus more on the point a little bit, it's one of those things of even at Daily Detroit, we will get
Cheap
people
plug.
just, of course, always. Shameless plug, shameless commerce. But it's one of those things where you get those things where write a glowing review about a place. We'll be like, yeah, you know what? The bill was $140 when we left because it was an expensive place. Well, why are you talking about being expensive? Because it was expensive.
Because people need to know they're not walking in there.
Right, they need to walk in there and be like, look, if you want
With
$140, it's going to cost
It's
going to cost you
$7
for crying out loud.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the best chicken shawarma sandwich I ever had, but oh my god, the line.
Monster.
Like, what do you want? You want it no line and the food sucks, or you want good food in the line?
It wasn't wrapped properly and it dripped onto my plate.
Hey, we're up on a break. Find Courtney and Nina at DetroitBeerPress.com. We'll have it on the
we'll
website
so
as
come
well.
back and play more with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not
But
going
we're
anywhere.
going to take a quick break. This is the IT and the D Show.
We'll be right back.
Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT and the D Show.
The IT and the D Show is brought to you in part by Logicalis. Logicalis is an international IT solutions and managed services provider with expertise in communications and collaboration, data center, and cloud services. Employing nearly 3,700 people worldwide with more than 20 offices in the U.S., including 2 in Metro Detroit. Find out more at us.logicalis.com.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
We're back. Segment 3, episode 77. This is the IT in the D Show. We are sitting here with you, Robert.
Brought to you by
Chub Rock.
late 80s, early 90s club music.
You should have kept that bed going, man. That was perfect.
Nothing wrong with Chub Rock. We are sitting here in the Raw Radio X studios in the Russell Industrial Center, beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy here with Dave the Geek, Jeff the Voice of Reason, and find us online, itinthed.com.
Facebook.com/ITND, which is where, all the, dude, so like our post engagement has gone through the roof. Like Super Bowl Sunday was a good day for us with all the memes that you and I were posting back.
God. I'm up to my eyeballs in memes. Honest to God, I can't get like the. Why is it so easy for weather memes to everybody like that?
That stupid one went nuts.
Hanging fruit,
Hey, Bob?
that's what it is.
Dude, Twitter went nuts with that one.
Yeah,
memes so horny.
Oh, stop.
But honestly, you could do like,
I was going to say boo, but okay.
you do 300 different memes, nothing. Something about the snow.
We do posts about jobs, crickets.
Nothing. Hey, who wants a free whatever? Nothing.
Crickets.
Hey,
want to get your degree free and have a job?
No.
Crickets.
Hey, who wants to ride a Tauntaun and go to Meyer? 47 million shares. God almighty. I wish I could.
Did you actually put that stupid clip art of the loaves of bread on the weather map?
I totally created that.
Yeah.
Photo. I absolutely did.
Just to see how it gets stolen. We have to do that, really change one little thing.
I was challenged because I had posted, hey, did you guys hear it was snowing today on my wall?
Right.
And a guy that I play Clash of Clans with, Matt, of
course you do.
He posted one, and he was like, well, if only Dave was like, nerdy enough to go ahead and create one of these for the state of Michigan. And I'm like, challenge accepted.
So hey, we got another rock star guest in the studio tonight.
She's a repeat offender.
Yeah, I know. Was that here? Yeah, I was last year.
Yeah.
We have Monica Weed here from the Pipeline Fellowship of Detroit. Did I did it?
Yay!
Oh, yay! That was hard. Thank you for being patient with us, and thank you for coming back and hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
So, and we did. I mean, we talked with you about other stuff last time, but I mean, this seems like it's a really cool organization that's getting up off the ground, here in Detroit to help women specifically. So, I mean, like, what's the scoop?
Well, so are you guys familiar with angel investors?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We've heard the words. Yeah.
Just a few times.
Not that any have come knocking on our doors, but we're
we play one on TV, so we're good.
Right.
So basically, the goal of Pipeline Fellowship is to kind of change the face of angel investing. So typically, angel investors are male. Typically, they're not a very diverse group, and then that keeps, some of those
bunch of old white guys sitting in a room smoking cigars and drinking scotch. I got you.
I like scotch.
and you're an old white guy.
Yep.
We are working to change that. And they are
Good.
They launched 3 years ago in New York City, and they are in over 12 cities across the United States.
Okay.
And we are gracious. They were gracious enough to think of us and think of the Detroit area and all the things that are going on in the tech and entrepreneurship scene here, and think that it was a great place to have a chapter for a cohort, if you will. So the Pipeline Fellowship is a 6-month program. It's targeted towards high net worth women, and the goal is looking for women who are interested in learning about becoming angel investors. And it's a group learning model, and the people who sit in it, it's just 2 days per month. They do it for about 6 months, and they
low commitment.
A little bit of commitment.
Yeah, but low. Yeah.
Yeah, but it gives them it's the group learning model, which is the key piece. So people who like that, and they're led by mentors and people who are pretty well versed in the VC space and pretty well versed in evaluating companies and evaluating risk and things like that. Lead them through their first investment. They actually actively invest in a company together. And the other key piece too is that they're focused on ventures that are women led. And they've had their first exit. So just this past December, they had their first exit. So it was the first company, I think it was called Philintech.
Now, are you vetting out the companies that they're investing in as well as the angels, or is it just on the angel side?
Both. It's a two-pronged process. The first part is obviously they want people who are, like I said, who can qualify to be an accredited investor is the first piece, interested in the group learning model, and then interested and have a passion for social entrepreneurship. They're focusing on entities that do things in the social entrepreneurship space.
So what does one need to have in order to be an accredited investor?
So there's a couple things. There's a couple ways you can qualify. It's looking at either having $200K of income for the past couple of years, or it's $1 million of net worth. So one of those two definitions, and then as a group, they put in about $5,000 each into a group investment that's led. They're handheld through the process of investing in their first company.
Okay.
So it's a pretty comprehensive program, and the women who graduate from it go on to either become individual investors on their own, join larger scale angel investment groups, and or they get more motivated to go even outside of social entrepreneurship ventures, or to keep investing in past Pipeline Fellowship companies. So there's a couple of different ways that they expand upon the knowledge and the network, and that's really key, and the network that they build by being part of the cohort.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's one of the things we harp on all the time, and that's one of the big criticisms that we've heard about, whether it be Detroit or other investment areas and that kind of stuff, is that it's people want to do business with people who look like them.
Yes.
And so I mean that's kind of cool. So I mean, what are you finding here in the Metro Detroit area as far as people that want to be engaged as investors versus people that want to be engaged as possible seed companies, that kind of thing?
Well, obviously it's a very fertile ground on both ends. So
because I mean, you're literally this is just kicking off.
Yes.
Yeah.
So really key is that the applications for this first cohort, which is running, it's 2 weeks is going to be the kickoff meeting, and it'll run for 6 months, February through June. Those applications are due next week.
Okay.
So that's our key piece, and whereas we're finding obviously a lot of people who are interested in what's going on in Detroit from an investment space, be that social entrepreneurship ventures, tech investment, all the different kind of entities from entrepreneurship space. They don't know how. To your point exactly, people typically in the investment space like to invest in people that make them feel comfortable.
Right.
And so they're hoping through programs like the Pipeline Fellowship to increase that comfort level, to give them that ability to know that this person, not only are they backed up with the funding to actually invest, but they have the knowledge. They're trained, they're savvy, and that they
It's getting multiple eyeballs on it too, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, because I walk in all the time, wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. I'm a sales guy. I'm all excited, but then I need a couple people on my left and right to smack me down and say, no. You got to fine tune this thing. So yeah,
Discipline.
having multiple eyeballs, obviously that's a good thing to have.
Absolutely.
So, go ahead.
Go.
No. So how do obviously it's a 3-word long name. How do they? What's a short way, or what's the best way to read more up about what's going on?
So there's a couple different things. The founder of the Pipeline Fellowship is she's taking we're taking one-on-one meetings with her this week, which are we're doing calls and Skypes and things like that. But also we're fortunate enough to have her come back to Detroit. She was in Detroit last week, and we were able to get her meetings with several different of the business and entrepreneurship groups and women's professional groups. But she's coming next week as well. And so there will be a series of one-on-one meetings that they're putting together. But if any people are interested in either meeting with her or chatting with her or myself to learn about the program and being involved and putting in an application, we're really hoping to kind of set up those instances where you can get those questions answered.
So two easy groups that I like. One, I'm hoping you've already hooked up with the Michigan Council of Women in Technology, MCWT.
No, not yet.
We'll absolutely make that happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a no-brainer. And then two is the Digital Divas. I mean, that's okay. You have.
Yeah, you've already hooked up with them.
I'm not hooked up with them, but definitely have them on our list.
Okay. Well,
yes.
we got introductions abound. We're good.
Networking.
Yeah, I mean, that, just off the top of my head, I mean, that's two easy groups that you need to definitely be hooked in with.
Two-pronged because Kathleen is
the
both.
bridge between worlds with both. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that, but yeah. Definitely the Digital Divas. There's several groups that we're targeting, looking for connects and introductions, and that's one of the things we were hoping by talking to the audience today is if you know people who might be good candidates, we'd love to have them contact the Pipeline Fellowship is pipelinefellowship.com. It's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, but also if you're interested in meeting and kind of getting that more intimate details, email address is info@pipelinefellowship.com. And then also you can contact me at mwheat@pixel, pixeldsi.co. Either of those are easy ways to connect and just gain more information, find out about the launch, which is going to happen in a couple of weeks on February 19th. She'll be in town next week, and she's also this week taking appointments and one-on-one calls. So definitely excited to get as many people involved as possible.
Yeah, we'll make sure, and if you didn't catch the email or the website, we'll make sure and put that on the recap online just to make sure that
that'll all
be
be
all
in the
the
show
yeah.
notes.
This is
to be safe, make sure you hit me with those just to make sure I get them spelled right and all that fun stuff. Yeah. No, I mean that's because I mean that is one of the things that gets hammered on a lot is a lot of the stuff that's going on doesn't necessarily pay attention to other than the stereotypical white male crowd. Whether it be women or minorities or anything else. I mean that's good. So, I mean like I said, so there is a good. And it's not something that's really talked about a whole lot, but there is a really good crowd of of diverse folks that have cash to do things here in the area. So I mean, it's good that they're being tapped into finally.
And I often say, when I'm at conferences and stuff and talking to folks, I always say, people talk about, we kind of when you were saying earlier, it's not necessarily the point is not to make one group, overly, interested in another group. The point is from a technology, an investment, a startup, an innovation standpoint, you get better investments, better companies if you come from multiple point of views.
Right.
And so that's the goal.
Well, it's that whole competition thing. If you're not dealing with the only game in town,
yes,
and you actually have options
yes.
that you can discuss through. I mean, that makes infinitely more sense for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other people downtown that'll invest in stuff other than
the quickening, Don Gilbert, other than Don Gilbert.
Can we amend that to just say that there can be more than one?
That's right. There can be more than one.
Yes.
No, they call it pattern matching.
Right.
And pattern matching is a very common thing, and we want to break that pattern, hopefully.
We have an awesome app idea for women.
Okay.
We need to talk about this offline because I need to get this thing funded.
Is this your sandwich without the eye?
No. No. I'm married.
Oh, Lord.
What?
Okay. No. So, what is your how has you said this kickoff is in 2 weeks?
Yes.
How has the adoption rate been so far? What are you How many more folks are you looking for? I mean, is it open ended, or is it a kind of you're looking for a limited number of people at the beginning? And what is somebody? Yeah, like what's the sense of urgency here? Is I guess what I'm trying to get at.
There's definitely not a cap, but we would take as many people, I think, as possible. I think the key is that we would have a group that's intimate enough that you could, have each person's questions and concerns answered, but large enough that we could fund multiple, as many
Right.
Startups and as many innovative products led by women as possible. So that sweet spot, it could be a cohort of 10, it could be a cohort of 20, it could be, it just really depends on each city is different.
Right.
And so we are definitely from the standpoint of just making sure that we have a full class.
And so you said it's going to be basically 2 days a month.
Yes.
That they can go through.
Yes.
And so at the so is that 2 days a month strictly from the investor side of things, and where do the companies that are looking for those investors come into play with that whole interaction?
So each city has what they call as the Pipeline Summit, and that will be the pitch summit. That will be after at the conclusion of the class. They will get the opportunity to come in and pitch, and they're looking obviously for women-led social entrepreneurship ventures, and they'll get an opportunity to come in and pitch to be the company that they put their initial investment dollars into. That also gives them the exposure, if they're chosen, of the networks of the angel investors in the other cities as well. And then just that overall exposure of being chosen and potentially being the next exit that the Pipeline Fellowship does.
Okay. Very cool.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
So I'm trying to think what I didn't hit on there. Okay, so we talked about the kind of folks that you're looking from the angel side of things.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of companies should be looking to get engaged with this?
The social entrepreneurship ventures at this stage. They're looking for like the
That's it. Like so social entrepreneur.
Yes.
Means.
Okay. I was going to give an example.
Yeah.
The company that just exited is Philintech. So what they do is for nonprofits, they handle all the back office kind of tools and things like that make a back office run for a nonprofit. So, so that kind of that twist. So it's not so much as like a consumer or commercial app. It's more so like something that will benefit or, benefit the community or benefit, that's helping. So it might be something.
Well, and God knows nonprofits need a ton of help. That's
And it could definitely
Tech
be like
and
something
non-tech.
in the medical space, or if it's like a, cancer awareness or something. It could be all sorts of things, but just that it's got a social entrepreneurship slant. So it's got to have a benefit to the community more so than here's our app we're going to sell for $5.99, a download or something like that.
Our freemium app.
Yes.
Free. There's got to be money in apps if you're spending $9 million on the Super Bowl.
Or hiring Kate Upton to do your ads. Yeah.
Just a few dollars.
Expensive.
Well, once again, we're doing it wrong.
My boyfriend makes $20 million a year. I don't think she's that expensive anymore. But hey, Monica, appreciate you spending some time with us. Looking forward to.
So again, where do people find this online before we cut you loose?
Sure, no worries. It's Pipeline Fellowship, pipelinefellowship.com. It's also on Facebook, Pipeline Fellowship. The general email is info@pipelinefellowship.com. And then also, especially if you're interested in having some time to speak with Natalia or some of the other members as we're doing the launch and getting people geared up for the application, my email is mwheat@pixel, Pixel, DSI.co. Yes.
You talked over your email. Dare you?
I'll get it right. You know what I am. But no, that's very cool. And I just introduced you and Kathleen in a Facebook chat. So yeah.
Okay, awesome. We love that. Thank you. That's what we want.
Networking.
That's how it should be. Yeah.
Networking.
You guys need to have a little bell or something that's like networking.
That's it right there.
Or Dave, we could just get up on a table and say, "Everyone network."
Right. But only if we're at a crappy networking event that we don't run that pretends to be us. Yes, that's inside joke.
But anyway, we appreciate your time. We definitely appreciate your time, and we keep in touch with us about helping out. We definitely want to stay close to you about as this thing progresses. And
we will, definitely.
We're going to come up on a quick break. We'll be back with Jeremiah from Daily Detroit, and this is the IT and the D Show.
We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.
Live from the Raw Radio X studios in downtown Detroit, this is the IT in the D Show. This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
All right, we're back. Segment 4, episode 77. This is the IT and the D Show. We're sitting here in the Raw Radio X Studios in the Russell Industrial Center. Beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. We're always here with Dave the Geek, Jeff the Voice of Reason, and find us online, itinthed.com, as we are sampling delicious growlers of Falling Down beer.
Not howlers.
Not howlers, growlers.
And by the way, sorry, Mark, but we just decided like maybe one random week in the next few weeks, we're just going to go back to PBRs and Slim Jims.
We have to. Find Falling Down.
Just to get the...
I missed that.
Yeah, I missed the can for sure.
I totally do.
Because Bob likes it in the can.
And Jeremiah misses the can.
I know.
That disappoints Bob when I miss the can.
Find Falling Down at 10 and DeQuinder by Hazel Park Racetrack. Try the Reuben egg rolls. It'll change your life.
Change your life.
Their beer's amazing, too.
Yeah.
Best brew pub beer in like I've ever had.
As you always say, it's burpable.
For a guy that... See, here's the difference. There's guys that go to breweries and they'll have like 2 of the pumpkin spice ales and they'll smell it and this is so delicious. Me... Right, I had this conversation in Louisville with.
I want 8.
I'll drink 10 of them. So if I have like this heavy, nonsensical, like whatever they made,
has a cherry floating in it.
Whatever, I can't drink 8 of them because I feel like I ate 14 pizzas. Falling Down gives me
12 is only his limit.
No, Falling Down, it's like 8%. And it's there's very few, like Rochester Mills ain't burping when I'm drinking like I drink. Falling Down, like hellacious, amazing ogre burps from Revenge of the Nerds. And I can drink 8 of them.
Frederick Palawasco.
This is a testimonial if I've ever heard one.
No, if you're a beer drinker, there's 2 different kinds of beer drinkers. There's the smell it and drink it, and then there's the drink beer.
Drink it and drink it.
And then besides, their food menu is phenomenal.
Yeah.
They do a good job. He kills it.
They make Brussels sprouts that I will eat.
No, Roast makes the best Brussels sprouts.
Have you ever had them there?
I won't eat Brussels sprouts.
No, see,
roasts are better.
Dude, Mark talked me into it once. I'm not going to lie to you. They're really, really, really good.
I wouldn't eat a Brussels sprout that was deep fried, battered in chocolate.
Well, they are deep fried.
First time
they're
I went
tossed with like salt and pepper.
I went to
they're phenomenal.
Michael Simon's roast, and I said, "What's Brussels?" She goes, "I go, what do you recommend?" She goes, "Brussels sprouts." I go, "Shut up! Stop talking to me." And she goes,
"And why can't I have ranch?"
She goes, "Right." No, that's only a B spot.
Bring out the nacho.
She says 99.9% reorder rate on the Brussels sprouts. I'm like, give them to me. It was better than bacon.
Get out of here!
Yeah,
Get out!
It was the Brussels sprouts at roast.
Were they wrapped
I believe it.
I crave those.
Yeah, were they wrapped in bacon?
Were they wrapped in bacon?
No, I crave those. Like seriously, they were that good. They're cooked in bacon fat, I think. But
well, yeah, there has to be something there. Yeah.
So what the hell's going on, Jeremiah?
Well, a lot.
Wow.
We talked. I know, right? So that was like the coldest. That was like a very cold segue. Yeah, we talked a little bit about earlier with Google Fiber was one of the stories we were coming up. Another thing that we did, of course, staying to our tradition, we got ourselves a little epic on the east side over the weekend and highlighted 5 bars there.
And yet never called any of us. Just saying.
You know,
just put that out there.
My phone didn't ring.
But Jeff, you live in Russia. You're like in another country.
Toronto.
You live in Russia. What the hell are you talking about?
You're like Oxford.
Hold on.
Am I here right now?
Yes.
All right.
Hang on.
Shut the hell up.
Let me go 5 East Side bars. Can I take a stab?
Sure.
At the ones you have to go to.
Well, remember. So this was a near East Side trip.
No.
Okay, go for it.
East Side. Okay.
Within the $6 Uber radius of Detroit.
Oh no! There's more than no Uber involved here.
You're going to Tap Room.
Yep.
On Kercheval.
Yep.
Are you stopping at Atwater while you're there?
Yep.
Okay. You're going to, I'm going to go on a limb. You went to Blue Goose on Jefferson.
Good thought, but no.
All right. You went to my dad's?
Of course.
Okay, I'm 3 for 4. You went to, God, I haven't been down that ways in a while because all that Village Idiot and all the great bars that were down at the Post, they're all gone right now.
There's some good ones in there that have been there for a while.
I mean, you didn't go to Excalibur, did you?
No.
It was good. All right. All right,
so what were the last two?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, so you got the tap room. You got yourself My Dad's Bar, which is quickly turned into a legend. You got yourself the Atwater, but the two you missed, Marge's.
Oh my God, Marge's still there.
It's amazing, right? 50 years coming this year.
I worked at the Post across the street from there.
Oh yeah,
Years, yeah.
Yeah, Marge's, great place to go. And then I think the place where you cap off any night on the East Side is Marshall's.
Maybe.
I've never been.
You've never been to Marshall's in all your time?
Where is it?
It's on Jefferson, just south of Alter.
Okay.
Right there, like right where the creek is?
No, I've never been.
Oh, we'll have to go.
Okay.
For sure. Like it's
done.
Dive bar amazingness.
I've never heard of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Definitely.
We might be there in an hour.
It's very possible we will be there in an hour.
I'm going to Grand Rapids tomorrow. I'm not going tonight.
But yeah, that's definitely been doing well on our site because everyone always likes a good way to explore the D and its surrounding environs in any way, shape, or form. And we're really trying to get out into the burbs a little bit, even though I know the Points isn't really that far out.
And we'll eventually pull you to the deep east side.
Oh yeah, there has to be like 2 or 3 or 4 volumes.
We'll pull you to
of
Guido
this.
Central.
Did they knock down those ridiculous the Kercheval? Is that open yet?
They still got the Christmas trees up, which is kind of weird because it's just the Christmas trees there. The barns are gone.
What?
Yeah. They
but there's still a barrier.
There's still a barrier. You have to drive through Christmas to get to Grosse Pointe. But they do.
Wait. Do you have to jump a curb?
Yes, they have a curb. Like it's all poured in. They have not eliminated this whatsoever. They've just moved the barns.
They need to put a statue of David Hasselhoff up there.
That would be awesome.
Gorbachev, tear this wall down.
I'm looking for freedom.
And you know what? All the patrons of My Dad's Bar would be out there right away because that's exactly what they would want.
Why don't we just put the RoboCop statue there?
And speaking of RoboCop, let's segue into this other let's be honest, piece of shit article that you put out there. About 10 films.
Ardelia's the writer is listening. Ardelia is listening.
10 awesome films that were set in
that
Detroit.
article sucked.
See Metro Times when you feel like you're not getting a fair treatment. Just realize that the regular guests get their ass kicked too.
And you included True Romance, which many people overlook, which is a phenomenal movie, one of my favorite movies
top
ever.
10 movies that were filmed.
No, it was
top
10 awesome.
Okay,
movies.
They were filmed in the Detroit city. Yeah.
So
awesome is such a subjective word.
Okay, but so you avoided Beverly Hills Cop because everyone talks about it. You avoided RoboCop.
No RoboCop.
Everyone talks about it.
No Grosse Pointe Blank.
And yet you included 8 Mile because nobody ever mentions that movie.
No Grosse Pointe Blank.
No Grosse Pointe Blank.
No 61.
Then 61, 62.
Whatever.
61 made it. No, 61 made it.
Oh, you took our
Wait, was Gran Torino in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gran Torino was definitely in
and
there.
And there was some, romance novel from
some Kevin Costner piece of crap.
Nobody saw that. Is that the baseball
that
one?
That it wasn't even that. It was that no one saw. It was
Was Real Steel in there? That was in there, wasn't it? They didn't put RoboCop.
Real Steel was filmed in Detroit.
It was.
Yep.
With Hugh Jackman. Yeah, there was.
That's right. It was
the firehouse across from Kobo. They that was 90% of the movie was filmed in the firehouse because where he was training in the stupid.
Yeah,
robot. What a turd of a movie.
So
by the way.
Final Edit was it just one Transformers that made it in, or did 2 of the Transformers?
Just one Transformers.
The one that's filmed here.
Yeah.
Right, down the hall.
I think I remember we were here. I remember that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When they were launching cars out of the 6th floor in the other building.
Yeah, what about Need for Speed, where my head was in the movie? That's not that.
All right, you know what, Bob? To make you happy, I'm going to make a post out of your head.
Wait.
No, so your head in Need for Speed. We're going to Photoshop Need for Speed all over the place.
I thought that was Red Dawn.
Yeah, no. So great story. So we're actually going to rhymes with Schwampuware the other them had asked us to come present at one of their events. And so we were like, all right, we'll come in and take over your world. That's cool. So we get there and we park in the parking garage and we're walking across and we hear like squealing tires and that kind of nonsense. And so we go walking down towards Campus Martius where the whole like loop.
Campus Martius?
Campus Martius.
Campus Martius.
Where the whole like loop circle thing is. And there's like race cars whipping around.
Look,
and,
kids, Big Ben,
but
Parliament.
Bob's like 100 feet in front of me because Bob's like a giant.
Wait, in front or behind?
No, in front because I'm hanging back because I realize there's something going on and I don't know what
There's
yet.
signs everywhere.
Yeah, and I
Turn around, move.
Right, yeah, abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Bob's like walking along. And so
See, the cowboy guy had bath salts and Bob's got jerky salts.
Right, and so
Yeah.
but the next thing that happens is like out of nowhere here, hey, you! Your head's in the shot! And there's Bob looking around going, huh? Me? What?
That's not how it went. I got yelled at like 3 times and I kept looking at him going, I got a meeting! I gotta go in there! They're like, what do you want me to do? I got a meeting upstairs! And like, so apparently I'm probably
You're in the director's cut.
Yeah, Bob's giant head is in Fast and Furious 12, Need for Speed.
There's a
whatever.
huge sign that says if you pass this point, you sign all waivers if you're like used in the film. Like, I got a meeting. I gotta go. The door's right there. I'm not. What am I supposed to do?
Meanwhile, I went in the door 100 feet back because I saw this.
All right, so let's go back to this crappy list, Jeremiah. How is RoboCop not in this thing? Answer me that. Riddle me that, Batman.
You know, I cannot.
RoboCop is like Rocky for Philly.
I can't necessarily speak for Ardelia because for this one, but I get
you're the editor in chief.
So yes, you can
Drop the hammer.
It's your freaking publication.
I think this review
It's
is
your
possibly
name on
written-
the line, Jeremiah.
I believe this set was probably written by the equivalency of you guys' wives.
The Kevin Costner 50 Shades of Grey movie needs to go away.
So I think what we need to do is 10 awesomer.
Did you catch?
No.
There's a 50 Shades of Grey
movie.
Vermont teddy bear.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
I guess it.
Number one, it makes me laugh.
So how do you put stuffing in that one?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuffing in the 50
No, it's been.
So it makes me laugh that 50 Shades of Grey is coming out Valentine's Day weekend.
Complete with handcuffs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Vermont teddy bear has handcuffs.
Yeah.
And it's and like the ad that like when you go I tweeted it out. I'll put it in the links. The teddy bear has smoldering looks.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm not sure what smoldering means.
David,
I don't know. I've never found a teddy bear sexy. I'm just going to put that right there.
So you've never been to like what's the
Midwest Bear
Yomicon?
No, but I have been to the TV bar, and that's probably where you're going to find something like that too.
Dave, that's twice where I got my wife. I'm like, I drove your car last week. And I go, just sit down at the kitchen table. We need to have a talk. I found something in the car. And she's like, what? And I go, no, seriously, sit down. I go, we need to have a talk. I go, I pulled down the visor, and you know what? I can't believe what I found. I'm sick to my stomach.
A New Kids on the Block CD in the
Nickelback. So I did that. I got away with it once, and then like 4 years later, I was away on business, and I go, I found something in the bedroom. What the hell did you do when I was gone? And I go, no, seriously. And she's looking at me. She goes, are you messing with me? I go, no. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go stay at my parents tonight. She goes, what? I go, I'll go away on business, and you buy a 50 Shades of Grey book, really? So you asshole! So I'm done now.
See, and you know where really about a 50 Shades of Grey book?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I'll be back in a half an hour. I got to go hit a store.
And pick up a Domino's pizza on the way back.
I'm proud of those 2 moments, though. I had her going for like a good 20 minutes.
How are you still walking?
I have no idea. God, I don't know.
All right, so enough about your crappy movie list.
Well done. Well done.
What else is going on out there? I mean, you guys do. I mean, you are. I mean, basically, you're trying to provide a good, balanced view of the Metro Detroit area. Something like, what else do you have out there that people should be paying attention to?
I think, especially with an article
That's
that was
not that list.
The article that came out recently in regards to this man who walks 21 miles to work back to work and back and forth.
That's insane.
It is insane.
I read that, and that's you.
And the outpouring of support is great. They've already donated. The internet and the people of the internet have already donated more than $110,000 to this guy.
Of course they did.
Plus Honda, plus a dealership, and it's wonderful. And I think it's great to support him. But I also
koala bears that wound up with burned paws had people knitting mittens all across the entire internet, and yet we still have homeless people.
And they sent them all to Mr. Robertson. But
I don't understand this guy. Like,
but the thing.
Go ahead.
But the thing is, to me, that gets me is that we have all this outpouring, right? And it's great, and I believe he should be funded, and that's wonderful, and we put that out there for a good reason. But I also think we need to talk about the underlying problem, that he shouldn't have to go through this, and you shouldn't have to crowdfund whatever for this one guy to get a car to go to work. Like, we need a real transit system in the metro area so people can actually go out there. And so the editorial that I wrote was about transit being a hand up, not a hand out. Because I think so many people think that transit is like this thing that other people use and stuff like that.
Sure, I get it, right? But he's working out by me on Crooks and Rochester Hills, and he lives on Holbrook and Gratiot. Like
Holbrook Woodward, yeah.
Holbrook Woodward, sorry. But like transit's great, but that's a ridiculous commute. You can't ask that of anybody. For public transit.
How long does it take him to walk that?
Hours and hours. Like,
he's obviously 2 hours a night.
Yeah, he sleeps about 2 to 3 hours a night because of the situation.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is that even if he got closer, it wouldn't be that much time. You know what I mean? If we could even get a situation where up the major roads we had regular transit, we have cities opting out of mass transit here, and I don't think we realize like how backwards we do it compared to the rest of the country or the world.
If you're a local municipality, how do you opt out of mass transit?
But you can here, Livonia. You don't get a smart bus.
Yeah, I don't get that.
100,000 people can't get a bus.
That should not be an option. If you're a local government,
exactly, right?
That's your job.
Right, do your job. And that's the thing. When it comes to transit,
you're supposed to.
You had one job.
Right.
We have one job, and in Metro Detroit, we have but one job, and so often we don't do it.
But I mean, that's the conversation I've had with all my friends back on the East Coast, where they always ask me, like, dude, why Michigan? Like, what does Michigan have to offer? What does Metro Detroit have to offer? And I keep telling them the same thing over and over again, which is, dude, there's so much cool stuff here to do. The only real key difference is you're hopping in your car and you're driving 20 minutes to get there. Like that's just reality 101.
Everything's 20 minutes away.
It's not, because like I did. I mean, I lived in Boston. I lived in New York. I lived in D.C. That environment does not exist here. And like, I get it. Motor City, there's no subway system. There's no,
never will be.
There's no any of that. Well, it's really hard to retrofit a subway.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's, like none of that nonsense exists here. And it's sad, but I mean, I kind of understand it. Motor City, they want everybody to buy cars, but yeah, I mean, there's that whole underserved population that can't get to that stuff you have to drive 20 minutes to, which may in some cases be, I don't know, a job.
Well, exactly. And people don't realize that more than a third of Detroit households don't even own a car. Think about this. More than a third of the households in the Motor City don't own a car.
Now, insurance.
I was going to say,
afford the
but that's the thing, right?
They don't own a car, or they say they don't own a car because they don't want to have to claim
got it
insurance.
right. Ding, 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 ding. Dave wins.
There could be some things to that, but the reality is that if you don't make, and this whole 10-10 minimum wage or whatever, that doesn't fix anything. You need to make $12, $13, $14 an hour to truly be able to afford a vehicle. And one of the things that we need to do is give those.
Let's make it 30. Just round.
But no, but what I'm saying is that
how about $50 an hour?
Now, I'm not talking about raising the wage. What I'm talking about is providing the basic standard so people can have the opportunity to lift themselves out of poverty. And beyond that, if you look on the high end as well, when you're talking about young professionals choosing regions and where they want to live, Detroit is on the bottom of that list right now. If you look at the New York Times, a recent New York Times story, we're the only region that lost young people across the country. And we lose them to regions that have those kind of services and things.
Right.
So that's how people want to do things.
But I thought everyone was moving to Detroit.
Well, there are people moving, but if you look at the raw numbers, I mean, it's a net
still
loss.
a net loss, yeah.
Especially
the high-tech smart ones are not staying here. They're all leaving.
Yeah, as soon as they start having kids, they leave.
Well, not just, but this is region.
The region.
They graduate, they go.
Going to Austin, going to
They go to Chicago, they go to Austin, they go to L.A., they go to Silicon Valley, they go to New York. They go.
They don't realize the standard of living.
Yeah, soon they will.
Right.
But it's one of those things that if we really, and what I wrote at the end of the thing was, is if we really want Detroit to be the opportunity Detroit that the ads always say for everybody, then we need to actually provide people the opportunities to make it that kind of city for them. And that's a really tough conversation to have, and it's really nice and wonderful to always blog about the brand new wonderful thing, and that's great. And I enjoy it too, and it's great to see all this progress. But we should not forget the fact that there's a lot of people in this, and you know what? Poverty hits the suburbs too in a huge way, especially in the last 5-10 years.
Yeah,
poverty.
Well, dude, I mean, talking with Menachem, all the stuff with Kid Equip. Well,
my kid's school is 50% free lunch.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not.
I'm
even
supposed to be in the rich hood, like that's what
yeah.
everybody makes fun of me about. Like, give me a break.
Well,
but I totally lost my train of thought. What I was going to say.
No, but I mean, that's reality 101. I mean, there isn't.
Oh, you know what I was going to hang on, Dave. I'm sorry. You know, I was going to say what I think is funny about this whole situation, Jerry, is that General Motors is the one that bought. We had a great trolley car system, like San Francisco style, back in the day. GM buys them all, crushes them because everybody's got to buy a stupid wiener car, and now the damn city's on the hook for building this stupid M1 rail that goes for 2 miles. And the stupid people mover that.
It's the people mover all over again.
Right.
Well, I mean, at least
you got to build yourselves a monorail.
At least when it comes to
it goes nowhere.
At least when it comes to M1, frankly, it's mostly Dan Gilbert's money.
Fine.
When it comes to that installation,
But
but
where's
you're
General
right.
Motors? Step up, man. You destroy the public trans. You know, the whole taxi cab business is a joke in this town.
Well, and the funny part is it's not like when you use mass transit, you're not going to own a car. You know what I mean? Like a family will still own a car. Maybe they won't own 6 cars, but you know what I mean? You still need a
But you know what?
chair.
But you know what? You joke about me being in Oxford. I would drive to the city and take mass transit to get around if it existed.
Jerry,
well, dude, you look at DC. I mean, DC.
I go to visit my in-laws in DC.
Dude, DC 101.
I fly to DC.
You drive to a metro stop.
Exactly.
You park your car.
I park and I go
and
to
then you
Arlington,
metro
I go
everywhere.
around. Exactly. If
Chair.
it was here, I would do it.
And
I just got back from Louisville. I stayed at the Marriott at the airport. I went downtown to go to the Maker's
You were in
Mark bar.
KY?
Yeah, I was in KY. I got stuck in.
I'm so jelly.
I got stuck in Big Bone Lick. I took an Uber from the airport to downtown, $6.50. Uber, dude, I can't go a half a mile in Rochester Hills with an Uber for $6.50.
Well, it's because they won't come pick you up.
No, they won't pick you up.
But it was almost a 20-minute drive, $6.50, and they were happy. I even told them, I'm like, are you guys not, like in Detroit? This is like a $25, $30 Uber. Like, no, that's what it costs. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And the guy was there in 2 minutes.
Well, because
both sides, 2 minutes. The guy was there.
Well, because they've got competition from mass transit.
They do.
That's the difference.
They do.
There isn't
Because
that
you
here.
can, because I've been to Louisville. You can get from the airport to downtown if you wanted to via mass transit. You
Right.
actually could do it. Here you can't, and that's when we're talking about business opportunities and things like that. People come from other countries. They're like, "What the hell? I can't take the train to the damn hotel. I got to take a $50, $60
The
metro
Detroit
car."
airport is way out 94, which is far, far away from downtown Detroit. And then, to get there, it's no easy task.
And you have to drive on the moon between here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it was far away, it'd be fine. If it was just like a rail shot, you know, it would be fine. It might take a little bit longer, but whatever. And
you look at Minneapolis. I go there every 4 months. You get on a train at the airport, and there's the train. The train stops. You know where I'm at. There's a T goes all the way from Target Field to the Mall of America, and there's like 7 stops in between, and everything's there.
So maybe you guys can help inform me. I mean, you guys have a different perspective than I do. What is it going to take for us to change that mindset so we actually get the ball moving on this kind of thing?
The corporations to buy in.
I don't even know how it's possible. Like I said, I mean, I don't know how you retrofit a subway system into.
Well, maybe it's like a subway. I would say even bus rapid transit to start with.
Dave, it doesn't have to be a subway.
Every 15 minutes there needs to be a stop. Like I go to Cincinnati and Covington, Kentucky, and there's a bus that goes around like goes up and down the main thoroughfares.
Yeah.
You know, every 15 minutes on the hour that bus is stopping. So if you miss it,
Or Frisco.
Frisco,
The trolley cars.
Oh, absolutely. But instead of spending all this bullshit money on this train, making sure the major thoroughfares and the side ones, you know what I mean? Like the way, we spoke out, right? And there's Telegraph, there's Woodward. Every 15 minutes there needs to be a bus.
Well, and there's actually a plan on the table from the governor's office for bus rapid transit, because we all know we don't have the money for light rail across the city. We all know we don't have the money for subway. And these things would have Wi-Fi, that kind of stuff. It's something that he'd actually, wants to do, but it's so hard to get cooperation between people. Get something up Grand River, get something up Woodward, get something, up Gratiot, and then get something across M59.
Yep, it's got to go all the way from Midtown to Royal Oak.
Agreed, absolutely.
To Auburn Hills. It's got to go.
It's stupid that you've got to take two slow buses to get from Pontiac to Detroit, because there's two separate bus systems that don't coordinate. You should just be able to go there. It stops every mile, and then you have fillers in between, or every half mile or whatever.
And again, I would go on Square Lake and Woodward, and I would park at Hogan's or wherever I'm at, and I would take a bus downtown if I knew I was getting down there.
I would do it every day.
I would do it. If it was a flawless, don't give me, my blood pressure's going. I can't even stop. Hey, we are coming up against the end of the show. Jared, we find you at Daily Detroit.
You didn't want to talk more about it?
No. We want to.
Are you sure?
He feels like there's a button he wants to hit.
No. What, bitch about the buses? No.
Talk about a turnabout. We go from disliking slow roll to supporting the buses.
I'm all
Dude,
about
totally
it.
two different things.
No, I agree completely. I agree, and that's where the nuance is, and I thank you guys for your support.
Screw slow roll. Let's be absolutely clear. Yay buses, screw slow roll.
I mean, here's my take. Like, you can get a $15 megabus to Chicago, but you can't get a freaking $15 Uber 3 miles down the road.
Well, dude, DC Metro Pass, $5 all day.
Gets you anywhere in the freaking district.
A Metro Pass,
Multi-pass,
Metro Pass, multi-ball. No, dude,
I was going Fifth Element.
I know, but like a $5 Metro Pass, you can ride the subway as much as you want all day long, all the stops, all the. Although they still, I don't know if they still do this, but like the one drawback I always had about the DC Metro is that they shut down at midnight, which is not incredibly convenient.
It depends on the day.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's doing well in the T in Boston. I mean, it's and not Boston Tea Party, like the T is just what they call it. Like the metro system in Boston is friggin' phenomenal.
Every city in the country's fine.
Yeah.
I travel all
Except
over the country
here.
all the time. Everywhere is fine.
Yeah, there's always mass transit, just
There's
not
everything everywhere. Even Cleveland has it down.
Yeah, Cleveland actually has a pretty good system. I've used it.
City's an armpit.
And now I have Howard the Duck stuck in my head.
Hey, Jared, we can find you at
Cleveland.
dailydetroit.com, Twitter, Facebook, Daily Detroit.
On Twitter, he's the Daily Detroit.
Who's Daily Detroit?
Some spammer.
Some schmuck that hasn't posted in like a year.
Is it a verified account?
No.
That sucks.
Kill him.
Here, Dave.
Execute Order 66.
So who's going to take, Dave?
We're going to wrap things up.
Let's get
This
to
has
work.
been episode 77 of the IT and the D Show. Again, find us online, itandthed.com.
So we should go around the room before we wrap up, though. I mean, let's be so. We've got Jeremiah out of dailydetroit.com. Monica, again, where do we find people?
PipelineFellowship.com and info@pipelinefellowship.com.
Okay, and Courtney and Ian have banished themselves to the back row, so they are out at DetroitBeerPress.com. And you can find their latest issues. Actually, that's the one thing we didn't ask you. When is the issue out? Like, when can people find it in various locations?
Hopefully next week. It's going to the printer tomorrow.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I thought you were the printer.
No, I'm the designer.
Oh.
Ooh. He's got to talk to the engineers.
Yeah. I
Right.
argue with everyone else.
Yeah.
All right, no, very cool. And yes, we are at itandthed.com. And we had all of the best of intentions of starting up a second event every month. It just didn't work out yet because, well, candidly, at the end of last week, we realized, shit.
It's already February.
Next week is the first week of the month. And
April will be running twice.
Right. So April, we are going to gear that up after our Pink Slip Party in March, which is,
It probably makes the most sense anyway.
It does. So April will be gearing up with 2 events a month between April and
May,
August,
June, July, August.
and then So, but as always, you can find us. It'll be the 19th, I believe it is, at the back room, Blackfin. We'll be back there for our usual home base, fun and excitement. Always a good time. And we got overrun last time, which was phenomenal.
All right, well, hey,
that was it.
Thanks again for hanging out. Appreciate everyone's support and patronage, and we look
And
forward
damn it, like us on Facebook and give us a rating on iTunes.
For the love of God, give us a rating on iTunes.
I just did 8,000 Facebook likes, and we have 180,000 listeners on the show.
And we get 2 reviews on iTunes. For crying out loud!
I think it's 5 now.
No, they got the.
All right, we're done with our pity party.
Whatever. Anyway,
see you guys.
What
next
was
week.
us? We suck.
Yeah.
See you next week. Beat it.
Beat it.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
Look out, Flash!
Flash! Don't move! Stay where you are!
Long live Flash! You've saved your ass. Have a nice day.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name? Murphy.
Make the run. The run.
Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off. Yo! Hold up! Time out! Time out! Y'all take a chill. You need to cool that shit out. And that's the double truth, Ruth.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
How much scotch did you drink that night, by the way?
Half a bottle.
Okay, then shut the hell up.
You're in your underwear. I'm in my underwear. Here, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
Bear me.
Why would Buick put their cars next to the Bentleys? Why? That's not marketing.
The alphabet.
It's brilliant. Because you're getting your 8-track tuned up. Are we at a break yet?
I may have to wipe the geek off. I can't say no, and I don't really want to.
Well, especially with the back doors open.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
So you have no boots.
No.
You have no gloves.
No.
You have no hat.
No.
You have no scarf.
No.
You have no scraper.
No.
How long have you lived in Michigan?
All my life.
You, sir, are an idiot.
I don't care.
When are we going to talk about me?
Jane, you ignorant slut.
This is the ladies' man.
Guess Captain Soundboard doesn't know how to run the soundboard.
Shut up. Stop talking.
You're so white right now.
I'm the whitest guy in the room. Just explain it to me.
I love this city.
I was banging on the wang.
Really? Should we talk about this? Tag team it. Should I keep going or should I stop?
Hell yeah.
Can I just say, it's been great being on a show that talks about Mickey Rooney dying for 20 seconds and then poop for 10 minutes.
You're not very informative, but wow, are you entertaining.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.